Hi there, this is Dani, and the channel is You and Me Living Free. I picked out this selfie because of that goofy smile on my face, but that just shows you how happy I am to be at Badlands National Park.
The destination is on your right. Badlands National Park. Arrived.
Here we are, arrived at Badlands National Park. This place is awesome. You drive up and it looks exactly like that. It's completely flat. And then you get to your first overlook. You park your vehicle, and this is literally 5 feet after you get in your car. This is what you see. You're like, okay, we have arrived. This place is spectacular. It's so awesome. I love this view and I never get tired of it. And here it is, just from different angles, from different places at the lookout. And it's too bad that the striations aren't differentiated more in color so that you can see them as more defined, because to the naked eye you can see them a little bit better, but you can just kind of have to use your imagination. This place, even more than other places I have seen, the photographs just don't do it justice. You'll really have to use your imagination to just help you see the intricacy and the detail that does not come across on camera. And also just the feel of this place. It is like you are just driving along and then you see this big crevice open up beside you and you can walk over and explore and just see magnificence. It's very cool. Badlands is one of those places where you drive around and the view is gorgeous and you can appreciate the drive, lots of scenic drives. And also then when you get out, you're usually at an overlook. So you drive around and then you get out and stop and look. Of course, there are some trails here, and I will do another video. My next video will be doing a couple of the trails here at Badlands. But for today, we're gonna focus on the views, driving, and the overlooks and things like that, so that I can just chat about my time here. I loved this. I had a great camping spot. I shared that in my van tour video at the very end. Ooh, look at that! You just come around the corner. It's like, wow. Ooh, I do love this place. Also, I was photographing it like at high noon, a lot of times, or in the afternoon, so you know that intense sun doesn't help with the quality of the video and the trying to get it across. But anyway, you can get some idea now from looking at this. At the very beginning of the next video, I'm just going to say this right now, there is a big mountain form on the left, and at the very top is what I thought was a bighorn sheep, but now as I'm editing the video, wait, here it is. That was the glimpse I had of it. Here's a photograph that I did in a still frame. So at the time, I really thought that was a bighorn sheep, but now I'm thinking, is it a mountain goat? Because it looks like the horns of a mountain goat. But in the moment, I really thought that was a bighorn sheep. So I'm not even sure which one it is. This is the story of my life as far as wildlife pictures, though. It's like you never have your camera out at the right time. You're never at the right angle. Maybe sometimes you can see it with your eyes, but you can't see it with the cameras. Sometimes, and the sightings many times are so fleeting that you have to capture it in the moment. You have to be really on the ball, and I'm just not. You know, when you get to a certain part of the country where you're seeing something you want to see and you may not get back there again. For example, like if I'm looking at Colorado, I'll be all over Colorado again. If I am looking at Utah, like I will definitely be back exploring that southern part of Utah again. I may never be back to the Badlands again because they're awesome, but now I feel like I've done them. And there was still more to explore. And if it was on the way to someplace or back home from someplace, then I would do it again. But I probably won't specifically drive out there again. There's too many other things, that I haven't seen, that I haven't done. And so while I was in the area, I did a few other things. I went to Mount Rushmore. I stopped by Wall Drug. And I also went to Deadwood that I was kind of excited about before I got there. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about these other 3 experiences as well, because they are close to Badlands National Park. And so I just wanted to share my experiences there too. So let's get started. Okay, first is Mount Rushmore. Let me just tell you, I have very little video of Mount Rushmore, very few pictures, and here's why. It just was not my thing. If you love Mount Rushmore, I love it for you. That's awesome. It just wasn't my cup of tea, that's all. So what you won't see in the video is just the process of getting there. You arrive and it's like they herd you kind of like cattle. I got the feeling of being like a sheep or a cow or something, like in these lines, being herded, saying, you go here, you go here, you go here. That's their parking structures and everything. They send you through this assembly line and tell you where to park, which is fine. I get it. It's just that I already don't like crowds, and already you're herding me like an animal, and already I'm just kind of in a bad mood. Okay, the only other pictures I have of Mount Rushmore are my selfies. I just want you to see that I didn't realize it until I was doing this video editing, but in all the selfies I took there, like, I don't have the same kind of joy in my face that I do in a lot of my videos, like that kind of pure joy. There's the best one, but still I'm kind of like, eh. I mean, I'm smiling because I'm like almost posing for the selfie, but seriously, you can tell when I'm really into something and when I'm not. It's just kind of written all over my face, literally. As we're traveling along, the next place I'm going to show you is Wall Drug. And I sincerely apologize. I did not take any pictures in Wall Drug. I took a picture here of the sign out front, and that's literally almost all I have. Here's me walking up. It's basically just a whole like town, small block of different stores and things inside this structure. They had some cool pictures on the walls, but the food was extremely overpriced. It was basically a bunch of tourist shops together in one place, which is fine and works for some people. If I was the kind of person who was buying souvenirs for friends or for myself or for my kids or anything, then I would have enjoyed it even more. And this brings me to my story about Deadwood, which is actually kind of cute. I was really looking forward to going to Deadwood. I apologize again. I have no pictures of Deadwood. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put up these couple selfies I took in front of the sign, and then I'm going to show random pictures of my whole trip while I talk to you. Okay, I'm excited for Deadwood. I drive into town. It's kind of darling, actually. The area is pretty well preserved, for one thing. For another thing, they have all these shops that have names that are associated with the show Deadwood and with other things, and it was very well done. Even in some of their newer construction that's going on, they're keeping to some of the same look and feel that the rest of the town has. Okay, so they do a great job with all of that. My intention was to drive through town, was to do what I wanted to do, and then I was going to go back and get video because I just didn't know how great it was going to be when I was driving in. So it did look great, but the thing is, if I'm being objective, I can see the appeal of a place like this. For example, if I was feeling very social and I really wanted to be around a bunch of people, or if I was maybe traveling with someone and we felt like getting a bite to eat and we felt like going to a bar, having a few drinks and being around people and having things to do in that way, it would have been fine. But when I'm on these trips, I really am just... I'm so into kind of my own thing and the van that anytime I'm around a crowd of people or anytime any of that comes up, it's a sort of negative reaction for me. It's just not my thing, not right now. So I know, like, even in other videos, I have kind of not liked Jackson Hole and Durango and things like that. And I'm telling you, I think that I definitely would under different circumstances. But when I'm out traveling like this, I'm kind of in a different groove, and these places just don't really appeal to me all that much. What can I say? We all like different things, right? And look at here, we're at the end of another video, and you deserve a medal. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you next time. I just threw in this little picture because someone else was nice enough to take it for me, but they cut my head off.